Hello, everyone. Welcome to another beautiful Soulful Saturday with Saylor. That's me. This is your weekly spiritual retreat designed to guide you on a journey of self-discovery and inner peace. Each month, we focus on a unique theme that encourages reflection, growth, exploring topics that resonate deeply within our spirits. Every Saturday, we dive into a new talking point that aligns with our monthly theme, offering fresh perspectives, practical insights to help you apply these teachings in your daily life. From embracing change to cultivating gratitude, discovering self love, and manifesting your dreams, our discussions are crafted to nurture your soul and empower your spirit. Soulful Saturdays with Saylor is designed to help you, guide you as you embark on your personal spiritual journey. We are fostering a sense of community among like minded individuals who are on their own paths of spiritual exploration. Tune in each Saturday as we embark on a heart centered journey together, exploring new themes every month and diving deeper into the spiritual practices that brings us fulfillment and joy. Let's create a more soulful, meaningful life, one week at a time. And our tagline says it all: empower your spirit, build a strong sense of self. Empowering your spirit is the heart of our sessions. It reflects the transformative journey of connecting with your inner self and tapping into your spiritual essence. When we empower our spirit, we're not just nurturing our spiritual being, we're awakening the profound strength that lies within us. This empowerment leads to greater clarity, purpose, and a sense of peace that transcends daily. And building on a strong sense of self, this speaks to the results of this empowerment. A strong sense of self is all about knowing who you are at your core, embracing your unique qualities, and standing confidently in your truth. It's about developing the self-awareness and self-acceptance that allows you to navigate life with grace, resilience, and authenticity. Our monthly theme for September is satisfaction. The first week, we explored the idea of the source of true satisfaction, and we learned that lasting happiness isn't found in external achievements or material possessions, but within us, in aligning with our values and inner truth. And the second week, we explored cultivating contentment in the present moment. What it really means to live in the present moment is for us to find true satisfaction. And today, we will dive into the concept of self-acceptance and how it plays a crucial role in achieving true satisfaction in life. Before we do that, let's start by taking a moment for a meditation session. Let's take a deep breath together, centering ourselves, and step into a moment with open hearts as we begin today's journey. I'm so glad you're here, and I can't wait to explore this beautiful theme with you all. Before we dive into today's discussion on cultivating contentment in the present moment, let's take some time to settle in, center ourselves with this quiet meditation. This will help us release any distractions and bring focus to the here and now. Go ahead and get comfortable. Whether you're sitting, standing, And if you feel comfortable, gently close your eyes. Take a deep breath in and slowly let it out. Let's do that again. Inhale deeply and exhale slowly. And as you breathe, feel the tension begin to melt away from your body. Relax your shoulders. Soften your jaw. Let your hands rest loosely in your lap. And let each breath guide you deeper into a place of stillness and calm. Now bring your awareness to this present moment. There's nothing to do right now, nowhere else to be. Simply be here, breathing, present, aware. Feel your feet firmly grounded on the earth. Imagine roots growing from the soles of your feet, anchoring you, connecting you to the steady, nurturing energy of the earth beneath you. And as you continue to breathe deeply, gently bring your focus to the natural rhythm of your breath. Notice the way your chest rises and falls with each inhale and exhale. There is no need to change or control the breath. Just observe it with a sense of appreciation for this life-giving force. Now, in this place of stillness, allow yourself to let go of your thoughts, of your past, concerns about the future. For these few moments, you are free to simply be. No expectations, no pressures, just the gift of this present moment. With each breath, feel a deep sense of peace begin to settle in your heart. Inhale peace. Exhale tension or worry. Allow yourself to accept this moment exactly as it is, knowing that it is enough. You are enough. Now take a moment to slightly repeat this affirmation. I release all tension and all worry. I release all tension and all worry. I release all tension and all worry. Let those words sink in with every breath you take. Feel a sense of gratitude for this moment, just as it is, letting yourself embrace the present moment with open arms, with an open heart, with an open mind. Take one more deep breath in and slowly release it. And when you're ready, gently bring your awareness back to the room. Wiggle your toes, wiggle your fingers, and slowly open your eyes. Welcome back. Ah, now that is the feeling of being present. Yes. And now that we've centered ourselves, let's dive deep into today's topic on self-acceptance and how it's deeply connected to our ability to feel satisfied, in life. Self-acceptance means embracing every part of who you are, including our imperfections, weakness, and past mistakes. It's easy to fall into the trap of thinking that we're only be satisfied once we change or improve ourselves. But the truth is, satisfaction starts with accepting who we are in this moment, exactly as we are. And in today's world, we are constantly bombarded with messages about how we look, how we act, and how we live our lives, whether it's through social media, advertisements, or opinions of others. Society pushes us to conform to certain standards, often unrealistic ones. We're told that the success means having a perfect career, flawless appearance, or a certain lifestyle. And these pressures can make us feel inadequate, like we're not measuring up. You know, what is society's definition of perfection? Society often promotes a narrow definition of success and beauty. We see airbrushed images, highlighted reels, and a constant stream of people doing it all. It can leave us feeling like we are constantly behind or not enough. And the more we internalize these messages, the more disconnected we become from our authentic selves. The pressure to fit in or to be perfect in every area of our life can lead us striving to become someone we're not instead of embracing who we are already. This creates this gap between who we truly are or who we think we need to be to find satisfaction. You know, seeking this perfection can leave us feeling inadequate. When we compare ourselves to these standards, we often feel like we're not good enough or like something's missing. And we might think, I'll be happy once I lose weight, get the promotion, or have the perfect family. But chasing these external measures of success only leaves us feeling empty, dissatisfied, because we're constantly moving the goalposts. Instead of feeling joy in our current achievements or appearances, we feel the pressure of change or improve ourselves based on society's expectations. This leaves little room for self-acceptance. How about breaking free from the unrealistic expectations? The truth is, these expectations are often unrealistic and unattainable. No one has it all together all the time. And perfection, it's an illusion. What's truly powerful is embracing ourselves as we are, even if that means we don't meet society's idea of perfection. When we stop trying to fit into the mold that wasn't made for us, we can finally start accepting ourselves and find true satisfaction. What about taking a new perspective? Self-acceptance is about rejecting those unrealistic standards and realizing that we are enough as we are. We don't need to find change or mold ourselves to fit in. We can find peace by embracing our own path, honoring our unique qualities, and letting go of society's pressure to be something we're not. Reflect on a few questions for me. How have societal expectations impacted your self-acceptance? What steps can we take to shift from seeking external approval to finding satisfaction within ourselves? Reflect on those questions. Accepting ourselves right now, this is the key to immediate satisfaction. So often we fall into the trap of believing that we can only be happy or satisfied once we reach some future version of ourselves. We tell ourselves things like, I'll be happy when I lose 10 pounds. I'll be satisfied once I get my promotion. Or even feel worthy when I have the perfect relationship. We are postponing our happiness and sense of fulfillment, believing that only a better or more perfect version of ourselves will deserve it. This is an illusion of perfection. The problem with the mindset is that we're always chasing something just out of reach. There will always be something more to improve, achieve, or fix. The idea of perfection becomes a moving target. The more we push satisfaction into the future, the more we delay experiencing joy in the present. Oh, it's so easy to get caught up in the cycle of I'll be happy when. But if we wait for perfection, we'll never give ourselves permission to enjoy life right now. So, what is the key to the power of self acceptance? By accepting ourselves as we are in this very moment, we give ourselves permission to feel satisfied right now. When we embrace our imperfections and let go of the need to constantly improve, we realize that we don't have to wait for something better or a better version of ourselves to feel peace, joy, or contentment. No, because we've given ourselves permission to feel it right now. And self-acceptance doesn't mean giving up on personal growth. It means acknowledging that we are worthy of love and satisfaction while we're on the journey. We can strive for improvement without denying ourselves happiness along the way. So, finding satisfaction in the present. When we stop judging ourselves for not being perfect, we begin to appreciate what we have, who we are, and where we are right now. Instead of constantly focusing on what's missing, we start to see what's already abundant in our lives. By accepting ourselves as we are, we give ourselves the freedom to experience the satisfaction that's available to us in the very moment. We no longer have to wait until we've fixed ourselves to enjoy life. Satisfaction is something we can cultivate right now just by recognizing that we are good enough as we are. And now let's get ready to let go of the when. Instead of thinking I'll be happy when, try shifting your mindset to I can be happy now, even as I work towards my goals, by giving ourselves permission to feel satisfied today. We unlock a deeper sense of fulfillment, and that isn't tied to external achievements or some future version of ourselves. The truth is, we don't have to wait. We can choose satisfaction right now, right here, through self acceptance. How about a few more questions for you to ponder? What areas of life are you waiting to improve before you allow yourself to feel satisfied? And what would happen if you gave yourself permission to feel satisfied today, exactly as you are? There's this amazing link between self-acceptance and inner peace. There really is. And when we stop fighting against our own nature, our flaws, our quirks, our perceived shortcomings, we begin to experience something truly profound: peace. Self-acceptance is the first step to self-love. And self-love is what ultimately leads to a life filled with peace, joy, and fulfillment. When we reject parts of ourselves and I constant criticize who we are, it creates internal conflict. We feel frustrated, unhappy, and disconnected because we are at war with ourselves. This turmoil manifests in feelings of inadequacy, self-doubt, and even resentment. So how about we start with stop rejecting parts of ourselves? I'll sign up for that one. How about you? It is exhausting to constantly push ourselves towards some impossible ideal or to berate ourselves for not being who we think we should be. This internal battle keeps us from it really keeps us from ever feeling at ease. This is internal turmoil from self-rejection. And when we accept ourselves, flaws, imperfections, and all, we end that war. We end the turmoil from self-rejection. We begin to find a deep sense of peace because we are no longer struggling against our own nature. It's like finally taking a breath after holding it in for too long. It's the big sigh. Oh, yes. And with self-acceptance comes relief, a sense of ease, and the ability to enjoy the present moment. And once you let go of the need to fix or perfect ourselves, we make room for love, joy, and inner calm. We come to realize that we do not need flawless. We don't need to be flawless to be worthy of peace or happiness. No, self-acceptance is the path to peace. So let's share a few examples of self-acceptance leading to peace. Hopefully, this will help you on your path to peace. I've seen this shift in others and in myself. There was a time in my life when I used to focus on everything I thought was wrong with me. I would criticize myself for not being perfect or for making mistakes, and it left me feeling constantly frustrated and unworthy. But once I started practicing self-acceptance, I noticed that my inner dialogue softened. I began to show up myself with more kindness, and that led to a sense of peace. This was a sense of peace that I hadn't felt before. I can think of someone who struggled with perfection, always feeling that they weren't enough unless they met the impossible high school standards. The impossible high standards. High standards that society set, high standards that they set. The more they tried to control everything about their life, the more unhappy they became. It wasn't until they let go and accepted that being good enough was exactly enough that they found a sense of peace. Their stress levels dropped and they were able to experience joy in the present moment because they stopped They stopped holding themselves to such rigid expectations. Been there, done that. And maybe that resonates with you too. One of the biggest takeaways here, and we've already covered it, but it's worth saying again. Self-acceptance isn't about giving up on growth or change. It's about recognizing that we can find peace, joy, and fulfillment now, even as we continue to grow. And when we stop criticizing ourselves and start embracing who we are, we create the space for inner peace to flourish. For many years, I was my toughest critic. And this is my own journey towards self-acceptance. I would constantly nitpick everything about myself, from my appearance to my accomplishments and even the way I showed up in relationships. I had the internal dialogue running in my head that said, I wasn't good enough. No matter what I did, it felt like it was never enough to meet the impossible high standards that I set for myself. I was trying to be perfect in every aspect of my life, thinking that if I could just get everything right, I'd finally feel at peace. But the harder I pushed, the more exhausted I became. And that's when I realized something profound. The more I fought against myself, the further away I got from peace, the peace that I was searching for. Yeah, this was a pivotal moment in my life when I was working on a project that meant a lot to me, and I poured my heart and soul into it. But when I looked at the final project, all I could see were flaws. I started picking away, picking it apart, wondering why it wasn't perfect. And I began to feel that familiar sense of frustration bubbling up inside. That's when something shifted. I remember taking a deep breath and asking myself, what if this is enough? What if I am enough? And in that moment, I chose to let go of my need for everything to be perfect. I accepted that work that I had done, and it was a reflection of where I was at the time, and that it was okay. It was okay to be perfect as it was. Maybe it was imperfect, but it was perfect as it was. And when I released the pressure on myself, I felt an overwhelming sense of peace wash over me. It was as if I had finally given myself permission to be human. The moment of self-acceptance changed everything for me. I realized that I didn't have to be flawless, to be worthy of joy or to find fulfillment. In fact, embracing my imperfections allowed me to experience peace in a way I never had before. Since that day, I've carried that lesson with me. Every time I start to fall back into the trap of self-criticism, I remind myself that I am enough as I am. I don't need to be perfect, and neither do you. When we stop fighting against ourselves, we create space for peace. And that peace is where true satisfaction lives. And as we get close to ending our session today, I invite you, each of you, to take a moment to appreciate the journey you've been on, the journey of self-acceptance. We've talked about how powerful it can be to let go of unrealistic expectations, to stop fighting against our true nature, and to simply embrace who we are right now. This is the path to inner peace and true satisfaction. I want to remind you that the peace we seek isn't something we have to earn by being perfect. It's already available to us, waiting to be unlocked by self-acceptance. And when we love ourselves as we are, we open the door to more joyful, content, and a fulfilling life. And as you move forward in the upcoming week, I encourage you to practice something. Practice being gentle with yourself. Notice when self-criticism arises, take a deep breath. Instead of judging ourselves, instead of judging yourself, offer yourself kindness and understanding. And affirm to yourself, I am enough as I am. I am enough as I am. I am enough as I am. Let's close our eyes for a moment and take a deep breath together. Imagine filling yourself up with acceptance. On the inhale, fill yourself up with acceptance and releasing all judgment and criticism on the exhale. Imagine filling yourself up with acceptance on the inhale and releasing all judgment and criticism on the exhale. Remember, you are wonderfully unique, perfectly imperfect, and more than enough. Allow the peace of acceptance to fill your heart and carry that peace with you throughout the week. Thank you for being here today, for sharing this space, and for showing up for yourself. I can't wait to meet you again next week as we continue our journey of soulful growth together. And until then, be kind to yourself, and may you find satisfaction in simply being you. And as we close out another week of Soulful Saturday with Saylor, I invite you to carry the essence of today's journey with you in the week ahead. Remember that the path we are walking on is not about finding something outside of ourselves. It's about coming home to the truth of who we are. And as you navigate life's ups and downs, may you always find comfort in knowing that your spirit holds the wisdom you need. And with this quote from someone unknown, the greatest journey is the one that leads you home to yourself. May we all continue this beautiful journey inward with open hearts, empowered spirits, and a strong sense of self. Until we meet again, until we meet next week, be gentle with yourself and let your light shine brightly. Stay tuned for next week's topic, letting go of comparisons. We explore the habit of comparing ourselves to others. This often leads to feeling dissatisfied, envy, and self-doubt. That will be our topic for next week, letting go of comparisons. And may you go forward with a heart full of gratitude and a mind anchored in the present moment. Have a peaceful and content week ahead. See you next Saturday. And this is Cindy Saylor with Soulful Saturdays with Saylor.